pretty much all I'm really looking at. I am looking at this fair value gap all the way over here, simply because we used it as support and now we're beneath it. So I'm kind of looking at that there. I'll go ahead and put on midpoint of that just so I can see where we're at. If we stay beneath midpoint of that daily inversion fair value gap, then I like lower prices on the day. But if we breach through that with ease, then I'm expecting us to trade through here. So that's my two scenarios that I'm looking for. I'm really just being cautious with all this up or down, up, trading down, clearing out equal lows, trading into a 15-minute fair value gap. We have a lot of sell side equal lows throughout here, like a nice triple bottom. Sell side here, equal lows here. I prefer a short near the 8:30 open. If we move too far away without getting me on board, then I may just have to watch it, take out the sell side if it wants it. I can't really just find my footing in this market just yet. Like, it's just, whenever I'm trading, like, I have this certain level of confidence before pressing the button, and I'm conscious enough to look for that level of confidence and like identify it real time before taking a trade. So while I'm considering buying or selling, I'm always like internalizing my own emotions. Like, do I really feel confident in this trade? And then I compare my current emotion to emotions in the past, like previous winning trades where it's just like I want to be in this trade here. Like, this is, everything's aligned. A lot of things are in my favor. Like, I got to get into this trade. I'm waiting for my entry. I got my finger on the trigger. As soon as it hits that fair value gap, I'm in there. I'm shorting it or I'm buying it. But today, so far, it's like I haven't had that feeling, that assurity. It's just been kind of, we could go lower, we could go higher, maybe, if it's too much gray area for my taste. What do you say? Shorting first fair value at 9.4. That's a good trade. That's definitely a good trade. Taking that short to the equal lows here, that's a good setup. That would have been, for me, that probably would have been just one micro partial. I would have liked at least the data lows or the sell side here. So it depends how I would have felt in the trade after seeing this. I probably would have just took a small partial, if anything, and then I would have likely, once we cleared out this equal lows here, my stop would have been moved to break even. That's just one of the rules I have. And then I would have got taken out. And then, in case anybody's curious or whatever, if I would have shorted this fair value gap, my stop is going above midpoint of this up close candle. And that would have came from my stop as well. And then any fair value gap short in here, when I was looking at a 2-minute chart, fair value gap is a little cleaner. It's just been a mess. So watching this SIBI, if that wants to take us lower, now if we run over the top of that inefficiency, then I'm really like neutral for the day, because I would like that to take us into the sell side. But as far as getting in it, I just don't have that confidence. I don't have that trust in it. This is going to be my only attempt for the day. That's what I'm looking for. Only using 2 micros instead of 10 because I think this is just a really risk low. And if you don't get that bread and butter set up with low risk, then close your charts, try again either next session or the next trading day. So again, even though it's on paper, if I'm being honest, this is how I would risk my live account. I wouldn't feel comfortable trading or risking like $1,000 of my funds in this. So I'm short inside of the fair value gap. Stop loss above this up close candle. And I want to see if we can reach for that triple bottom. It's just really smooth. I'm peeling one off. I closed one early, so I literally only have 1 micro on. And then I just let the rest ride. So this is literally just capital preservation and kind of a a wonky market. If the trade is questionable, if I don't want to close, if I don't want to close the entire position, I'll just take one contract off if it's looking questionable, and that will reduce the risk. Removing risk there, it could stop me out. It's just so much stalling and pullbacks. Really don't like it. And there's my break even. That's all I'm interested in the day. I still want to see if we want I was super aggressive with my stop, if we want the triple bottom here. Yeah, I don't really care for this. Let's see. $40. I'll take it. I think that's sound money management on a day like today. A small little stab at it. I don't think, and again, I risked this as my live account, so yes, I would have risked 2 micros on my live account. I would have done the same thing, closing one early, moving my stop to break even. I would have done all of that the same exact way on my live, and that would have been the result right there. So 100K account, $40 down. That's literally spread plus commission fees. So that's pretty good. That's good risk management, sizing down a lot on a more difficult day. That's how you get it done right there. And then you get a low resistance day, like during the PM session or lunch or something, you find a market that's more easy to trade, and then that's when you make your 1,000 or your 1,300, and that gets erased real easily. I'll stay until 11. We'll just do like a Q&A. We'll just do something like this, just to tape read the trade that I had panned out. And I'll just read the chat, answer any questions. We'll do like a little teaching thingamajiggy. So low is taken. Now can we stay heavy and reach for our original target? That right there, that's what I like. And then hypothetically, stop would go break even. Could lock in a little more for commission costs and whatnot. And that's my stop. Terminus or partial could be the triple bottom. Okay, that's way too smooth. And then we have equal lows down here that are really smooth. So if I had enough of position on, to take partials at these levels, then partial here, bulk of my position would come off here, and then I'll leave like 1 micro here, 1 micro there. That's what I would do. So looking at this hypothetical trade, I would expect this fair value gap to take us lower, and I would want this upper one here to act as a breakaway gap. I'm gonna move this tool to the side. We don't really need that. So whenever we have 2 fair value gaps stacked on top of each other like that, I would want this to offer resistance, and then this one here to stay open. That's like best case scenario. Ideally, if we do wick up into the upper fair value gap here, you would want midpoint of that not to be reached. So we can do, something like this here. As long as we don't trade to consequent encroachment of that breakaway gap, that's ideal. So this is what I'm watching here. And then my partial would be there. So this is still good tape reading, good practice. We'll still use the rest of the morning session to improve, get better. It's good to see the trade idea panning out. I'm very happy with the way I risked my account today, because that's exactly how I would have traded my live. Because this week I'm up on my live, on my personal, I'm up around 2,300. And on a difficult day like today, where it's just high resistance, we identified the draw, but the delivery and going lower was a little bit difficult. And I'm only down $40 on the day. And that's exactly how I would have taken it on my real account, real money. So I'm happy with that. And that right there should be a partial. And for now, my stop stays where it's at. If we can displace a little bit beneath that low, if we can accelerate through it, then I'll trail my stop above this fair value gap, the candle with the fair value gap, so above that high, because I'll still be expecting this to stay open. So that right there is what I like. So let's take this, draw it through. I'll probably just post this whole segment on YouTube, to be honest. A lot of people think I only post my wins or whatnot. I have a bunch of losses that I show on my channel, and this is good educational content as far as how I risk my account, how I like to trade high resistance days, if I even choose to engage high resistance days. So to save myself all the editing and whatnot, I'll probably just throw this whole thing in there and they can watch it. It's not the most entertaining thing, but so there is no FOMO here. There's no, man, I shouldn't have moved my stop. I shoulda, coulda, woulda. You don't beat yourself up with none of that. If you're out of the trade, you tape read the rest and you walk yourself through the trade. How would you manage your stop? Where would you take your partials? Which fair value gap should take us lower? Where would you take your next partial? What's your terminus? Okay, all those things. That's how you get better without having risk on the table, whether it's money or paper money. So hopefully y'all found this live stream insightful. I really don't care what the London close macro does. This was really my main focus for the day. Any other targets beneath that is kind of like the cherry on top. Those would be runners for me. So be safe if you're still trading. If you blew your account or went on tilt or hit your max daily loss, whatever the case may be, just show back up tomorrow. This stuff repeats. We still have 2 more days in the trading week. And we back at it like we never left tomorrow, 9:30. Love y'all. Peace.